Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. Can you elaborate, please, Zoha?
Okay, ma'am. Failure thought of the day. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success.
Can you please elaborate? Elaborate का मतलब explain करो, ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am. It
Yeah.
means that everyone say that I have failed now. I can't success. That if we fail, it doesn't mean that we can't success. It means that if we fail and then we stand up and again try to succeed, it is a part of success. Like that, failure is a
Good.
part of success.
Good. Okay. Have you done the homework I gave you on Monday? You had to perform activity 4. Did you do that?
Ma'am, I was not attending lecture for last 2 weeks because I was outside.
Okay. Anybody else did? I didn't get any pictures or I didn't see any homework in the group. Did you all do the activity? Anyways, chalo, do it now, okay? Do it for today, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Alina, can you read beta?
Yes.
Okay, I think we are supposed to do activity 3 or where did we reach? Activity 3,
No, ma'am.
then
Ma'am, activity 3 is done.
activity 3 is done. Sure.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I think you are supposed to do hardness. Hardness is also
Okay, ma'am.
done, I guess. We saw that whether the hard material can be compressed, soft material
Yes,
can be
yes.
compressed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think we are supposed to do activity 4 now.
Activity. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Collect.
No, we did activity 4 also, beta. That this activity you were supposed to do in homework. है ना?
Okay, ma'am. Yes.
Read from activity 5.
Activity 5. Collect samples of vinegar, lemon juices, mustard oil or coconut oil, kerosene or any other liquid. Take a glass tumbler, fill it up to half with water. Add a few spoonfuls of one liquid to this and stir it well. Let it stand for 5 minutes. Observe whether the liquid mixes with water. Figure 4.5. Repeat the same with other liquids. Are many different liquids as are available to you. Write your observation in table 4.4. Ma'am,
Yes.
done.
Okay, okay, wait. Okay, so in activity 5, what you have to do is you have to collect some samples. First, in activity 4, what did we do? We were making the solid substance soluble. We were seeing that whether the solid substance is soluble or insoluble. Salt is solid, sugar is solid, sawdust is solid, sand is solid. Now we are learning whether the liquid substance is soluble in water or not soluble in water. Okay. So, for liquid substances, you have to collect samples of vinegar, lemon, lemon juice, mustard oil, coconut oil, kerosene, and other liquids. Okay. What you have to do in that? You have to take a glass tumbler, fill it half with water, and start adding few spoonfuls of one liquid and stir it. So in the first glass, you will add few spoons of vinegar and see whether it is soluble or not. Can you tell me, is vinegar soluble in water or not? Do you know what is vinegar?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it soluble in water or not soluble in water?
Soluble in water.
Okay. What about lemon juice? Then you have to take another glass and try adding lemon juice in water. Is lemon juice soluble in water or not soluble?
Soluble in water.
Very good. What about mustard oil?
Ma'am, can I do this
Sure.
activity?
Soluble in water.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Ma'am, coconut oil is not soluble in water.
Coconut oil is not soluble in water, correct. What about mustard oil? What about
In,
mustard oil?
soluble in water.
Mustard
Ma'am,
oil, beta.
not ma'am, it is not soluble.
It is insoluble in water, okay? What about kerosene?
Ma'am, does not mix.
Not soluble.
Okay,
Insoluble.
की जगह
okay.
कोई और भी कोई चीज़ डाल सकते हैं
हाँ ले सकते हैं. Okay, what you can take is you have coconut oil at home, you will have mustard oil at home, you will have olive oil at home. So any of these oils you can take and try this activity, okay? Now tell me, will this oil sink down or float on water? Yes. I cannot hear you बेटा. Will this oil sink down? मतलब oil जब आप पानी में mix करोगे तो वो नीचे बैठ जाएगा कि float करेगा water पे?
Float.
It is going to float on water. Okay. Let it. Now what you have to do is you have to add these oils and stir it. Okay. What is the meaning of stir? I explained you yesterday. What is stir? Mix करना. Okay. When you mix some liquid with a spoon, it is called stirring. So you have to do that and let it stand for 5 minutes and watch whether these substances are soluble or insoluble in water. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now there is an homework for you. What you have to do is you have to write table 4.4. Just a minute. Huh? You have to write table 4.4 along with the answers in homework. Okay. And
Okay, ma'am.
you have to write table 4.3 along with the answers. All right. Is
Okay,
that
ma'am.
clear,
Okay, ma'am.
everybody?
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
If
in
you
rough
cannot,
book.
yes, yes, in your rough book. If you cannot do the exercise, please do this, okay?
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Chalo. Who is reading now? Sheikh Mehreen is present.
Ma'am, can I read?
What's your name?
Kadri Zoha.
Yes, Zoha, go.
Okay, ma'am. We notice that some liquids get completely mixed with water. Some other do not mix with water and form a separate layer when kept aside for some time. Would would you suggest that we also check if the liquids that we used in activity 5 mix well with some liquid other than water? Paheli is curious to know whether gases also dissolve in water. Some gases are soluble in water, whereas others are not. Water usually has small quantities of some gases dissolved in it. For example, oxygen gas dissolved in water is very important for the survival of animals and plants that live in water.
Okay. So what did we study till now? We studied that, see, we learned about solid which can dissolve in water. उसमें examples कौन से थे? Salt, sugar, right? Then we
Yes.
learned about liquid, correct or not? What did we
Yes.
see in liquid?
Yes.
We saw the examples of vinegar,
Vinegar,
lemon
lemon
juice.
juice.
Okay. Now, Paheli and Buju are curious whether gases can dissolve in water or not. Solid, we learnt about solid, then we learnt about liquid, and now we will see whether gases can be dissolved in water or not. So, we already know that oxygen, O2, is known as oxygen, right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Oxygen can dissolve in water. Yes.
Yes.
If this was not the case, तो पानी में जो fishes है, plants है, जो पानी में रहते हैं, the plants and animals which live in water, how will be they able to breathe if there was no oxygen in water? That means that gases can also dissolve in water. For example, oxygen. और एक example दूँ gas का which can dissolve in water.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Gas dissolved or soluble in water. One is oxygen. Are you are you agreeing with it that oxygen can dissolve in water?
Yes, ma'am.
Water की formula कौन सी है? H2O है ना?
Yes. Yes,
That
ma'am.
means oxygen is present in water. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Another thing, carbon dioxide is dissolved in water. Carbon dioxide can dissolve in water. आप लोग सोडा शॉप पे सोडा पीने जाते हो तो वो गैस गैस वाली सोडा आती है ना,
Yes.
तो वो गैस कौन सा गैस है?
Carbon.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Okay. So that means gases can also be soluble in water. Okay. Is this
Okay,
clear,
ma'am.
everybody?
Yes, ma'am. Clear. Yes,
If you
ma'am.
want, you can write this in or take a screenshot of this. Okay. सी, जैसे सारे सॉलिड्स है वो वाटर में सॉल्युबल नहीं हो सकते, सारे लिक्विड है वो वाटर में सॉल्युबल नहीं हो सकते, वैसे ऐसे गैसेस भी है दैट इज नॉट सॉल्युबल इन वाटर. ओके. सॉलिड में सॉ डस्ट है, that is not soluble in water, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
then
ma'am.
then sand hai that is not soluble in water. So these are the examples of solid, correct? Then in liquid, kerosene, mustard, this is not soluble in water. These are the examples of liquid. Okay. So there are gases also, there are some gases which is not soluble in water or which is insoluble in water. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Understood, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it
Yes,
Yes,
clear?
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now who is going to read? Sadaf beta, can you read?
Ma'am, can I open
Sadaf
experiment?
Malkani.
मैम आप एक्सपेरिमेंट भी कर सकते हैं.
Ji, what you're saying beta?
She's asking that we can do this activity.
Yes, you can do this activity. You were supposed to do this activity, but you did not do. So आप आपको आज करनी है तो करना, ठीक है? Malkani Sadaf, are you present in the meeting or not?
Ma'am, I want to read Mahreen.
Mehreen wants to read. Malkani Sadaf doesn't want to read.
Ma'am, Aisha, ma'am, I want to read. Ma'am, I want to read Mahreen.
Ma'am, can I Malek Tahira?
Just a
Can I
minute,
Aisha?
beta.
Ma'am, can I Malek Tahira? Ma'am, I want to
Harshi,
read.
are you present in the meeting? Harshi Mehak, are you present in the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Chalo, start reading.
Ma'am, objective may float or sink in water. कहाँ से?
Read, beta. Objects may float or sink.
While doing activity 4, you have noticed that the
You're supposed to
invisible
read from
solid
objects may float or sink.
objects may float or sink in water. While doing activity 4, you have noticed that the invisible solid spread out from water. You may have also noticed this with some liquid in activity 5. Some of these materials that did not mix with water floated to the surface of water. Others may have sunk to the bottom of the tumbler, like we noticed in many examples that float in water or sea. Six four giant beams fallen on the surface of a pound or stone that moved through this pound tube. Nonetheless,
Just a minute, beta.
ma'am, can I read Mahreen? Ma'am,
Questions. Present.
Ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Girls. Yes, beta,
Ma'am,
please
now can I
read
read?
and if possible, write table 4.3 and 4.4 in your book. I'll come and check. Okay, give me 2 minutes. Okay.
Ma'am, Mahek's mic is on.
Mahek, beta, please
4.3.
unmute your mic. Write table 4.3 in your book, please. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Wait a minute, huh?
Ma'am, text message मैं तुम्हारे को Hello.
Did you write? Girls.
Ma'am, I'm writing.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you completed or is it left?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Completed. Should I shift the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Mehak Harsi, beta, please start reading. Objects may float or sink. Mehak Harsi, are you present? Yeah, start reading. Others, please mute your mics. Others, please mute your mics. Who is Salim? Who is Salim? Who is Salim Lakhani? Salim Lakhani कौन है बेटा? Hello. Who is Salim Lakhani? सलीम लाखानी कौन है?
मैम लेफ्ट हो गया।
चला गया, निकल गया। वैसा कोई इतने दूर से आता है?
Excuse me, ma'am.
हेलो.
Excuse me, ma'am.
यस.
Ma'am, I have a
हाँ.
doubt.
जी बोलो.
Ma'am, chalk powder is soluble in water or not?
What is soluble?
Chalk powder.
What are you talking about, beta? Chalk. Did you say chalk powder?
Yes, ma'am.
Beta, your voice is cutting. I cannot hear you at all.
Ma'am, now
Yeah, I can.
I was
Yeah, what are
asking,
you saying? हाँ.
does chalk powder disappears or not disappears in water?
What do you think? आप विजुअलाइज करो कि आप चॉक पाउडर वाटर में मिक्स कर रहे हो तो वो आपको दिखेगा कि नहीं दिखेगा? Will the color of water change? Will you be able to see salt chalk particles in the water?
Um, uh,
Visualize करो.
mm,
First of all, will the color of water change if you put chalk powder in water?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Then you try to observe the chalk particles. If you can see them, that means that they do not dissolve in water. We can see chalk particles in water. आप वाटर में स्टर करके मिक्स कर दो तो भी वो चॉक पार्टिकल्स है वो दिखेंगे आपको. दैट मीन्स चॉक पाउडर इज नॉट डिजॉल्व्ड इन वाटर. ओके, इट इज इनसॉल्युबल इन वाटर. ऑल
Okay,
राइट.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank
गॉट
you.
इट. या.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, यस महक, स्टार्ट रीडिंग बेटा.
Objects may float or sink in water. While doing activity 4, you might have noticed that the insoluble solid separates out from water. You may have also noticed this with some liquids in activity 5. Some of these materials that did not mix with water floated to the surface of water. Others may have sunk off the bottom of the tumbler. Right? We we noticed
Notice.
many we noticed many examples of objects that float in water or sink. Six four persons. Dried leaves fallen on the surface of a pond. A stone that You pour into 2 pound cube.
Few drops of honey.
Drops
The
of honey. Drops of honey that you let fall into a glass of water. What happens to all of this? Would you like you to give him, by example, each of objects that float and those that sink in water? What about tasting the same materials to see if they float or sink in other liquids like oil?
okay. What are they talking about? Beta, please mute your mic. I can hear my voice again.
Want to read Meherin?
Yes, but I'll let you read, okay? The
Okay,
next
ma'am.
paragraph you will read, okay? Let me
Okay,
explain
ma'am.
this. So we are talking about whether objects may float or sink in water. Okay. So what did we do in activity 4? That we noticed whether the insoluble solids separate out from water. Insoluble solids जो होते हैं वो हमें पानी में दिखते हैं, right? So we can differentiate whether this substance is solid and this is the part of water. You may also have noticed this with some liquids in activity 5. We noticed that oil floats on water. Oil is not soluble in water. We can see the separate layers of oil and water, don't we? Right or wrong?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, some of these materials that did not mix with water floated to the surface of water. जो जो materials है वो water के साथ जो mix नहीं हुए, whether they will float on water or they will sink in water. For example, sand. Sand started sinking in water, right? It settled on the in the
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
bottom of the glass, right? And
Yes.
if we are talking about oil, oil will float on water. Yes or no? So others may have sunk to the bottom of the tumbler. We notice many examples of objects that float on water or sink. Dried leaves है. The dried leaves, will it float on water or will it sink in water? Dried leaves may float or sink in water.
Float in water.
Float on water, correct. A stone that you throw in the pond, will it sink or float on water?
It
A
will
stone.
sink.
Sink in water, correct. What about drops of honey? If you put some drops of honey in your glass filled with water, will it float or sink?
It will.
This is a tricky question. Think and answer, okay?
Okay.
Did not hear you properly. I did not hear your answer, beta.
Ma'am, I know.
Yes, let me know then. Will it
It
sink
will
or float?
float.
G?
It will float.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Any more questions? I already said that this is a tricky question. Will it float or sink?
Ma'am, sink in water.
Yes, drops of honey will sink in water. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, understood.
Okay. What happens to all of these we already discussed. Now Bujo would like to tell you would like you to give him few examples or 5 examples of objects that float and those sink in water. Can you give me 5 examples of objects that float on water?
Ma'am, can I say
Yes.
dried leaves?
Okay. Other than that, but the dried leaves is already mentioned in the textbook. Anything else you know about it? Let me know. Okay. I want other 5 examples.
Ma'am, book pages.
Okay. Accepted. Then
Uh, glass.
glass. Is glass going to float? Is glass going to float on water?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure? Which glass are you talking about? Glass means जो कांच होता है वो या पानी पीने का glass?
Drinking glass in which we drink.
Okay, okay, accepted. Chalo. Then what else? I got two examples. I want three more.
plastic bag,
Hello. Three more examples, beta.
plastic bag,
Yes, ma'am.
Cannot hear you.
plastic bag,
Plastic bag, okay. Then
ball,
we have only 2 minutes to discuss this, okay? Ball is also correct. Okay, one more.
Ma'am, supporter.
What?
Pad, supporter.
Okay, great. Yeah. Chalo. Now give me five examples that sink in water.
Ma'am, key,
Key, okay.
coins,
Coins. Then,
stuff powder,
clothes. Ma'am,
sorry. Can
magnet,
okay, my
clothes.
clothes. Beta, think about it again. Clothes will float on water.
Okay, ma'am.
sugar,
You have 1 more minute. Think fast. Come on.
Marbles.
Marbles, great. Chalo.
pen,
Okay. Shall I take your leave now? We'll meet again on Monday, I guess. Okay.
okay, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Bye,
Bye, ma'am. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Goodbye, ma'am.
you.
Have a nice
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz, ma'am.
ma'am.
Mahek,
yes.
I have made a plan in which we can study together and we can talk about studies. So, do you want to join?
What?
Do you want to join? Yes or no?
But you,
Then, if you want to join, then send me number in chat box.
no, no. मैंने सारे नंबर डिलीट कर दिए व्हाट्सएप में